Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first iteration of Eco-Pilot. This is a series where I'm hoping to have awesome Magic personalities with me on air while we play some games of Magic, and most importantly, we talk a little bit about what we like about the game, why we prefer certain decks, stuff like that. So this is going to be a bit of a mix of gameplay and interview content, I guess you can say. And for my first iteration, I wanted a very special player on my show. I reached out to Marco Del Pivo, who just won the European Regional Championship with Team of Rhinos, and I thought that would be an awesome matchup with me. So yeah, Marco, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here.
Hi everyone, and thank you to invite me in this episode. I'm so happy.
Yeah, that's perfect, and that's exactly one of the reasons why I wanted to invite you, because you not just only won a Magic tournament. Like, it seems like it means a lot to you. Like, can you talk a little bit about what this tournament win means to you?
Yeah, this tournament for me is just revenge because I want to take back my spot to the world. So it's just something that I still have to realize that last years I didn't go well in world. Now that I can have again this opportunity, for me means too much.
Yeah, and that's just super awesome. So not only winning the tournament, I think was it top 2 that qualified for Worlds as well?
Yeah, the top 2, and I just if one I had one more trophy from the second. So
right, yeah, that's just super awesome. So I have a small surprise here that you don't know about. So what do we see on this picture?
Oh.
What do we see on this picture?
Wow.
I changed my background on my computer. What do we see here?
Wow, I can't. I'm so too shy right now. I can't say anything. I didn't expect that.
No, I wanted to do a bit of a surprise, but so what I see here is not only a Magic player winning a tournament, is someone who's genuinely happy, which I find really inspiring. Is that true? Is this a happy man on the picture?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so just a small technical issue, but here, yeah, this is just like pure happiness, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm so happy in this picture, and I still so happy right now. I just can't take out the smile from my face.
Yeah, that's amazing. One other thing I want to pull up here is the metagame for the tournament, because when going into a tournament, when you're choosing a deck, like, what's important to you? Is it like the play style of the deck? Is it how it's positioned? Like, can you talk a little bit about your deck choice and what led you to Rhinos?
Yeah, the first thing about modern is just to play a deck that fit well with my play style, and but also you need to play a deck that can deal against the top 5 or 6 deck.
And
from the modern,
do you consider these Rhinos, Rakdos, Yawgmoth, Murktide, Amulet, and Hardened Scales? Is that the top 6?
Yeah, honestly, we just changed with the team scales with Living End, but it's just 0.3%.
Okay.
So, yeah, the metagame that we expect was correctly this one, and I want to set up my deck for this kind of metagame and not focusing too much for the rest one, for example, for Omnat or Zone.
Right. So the main priority was the top 5, and then with Living End as number 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And when I looked at this metagame, so I used to play a lot of Modern, and this is actually one of the better percentage distributions I've seen. Like, on paper, it's a healthy format. How does it feel to play?
Yeah, I like it too much because the metagame is still evolving. Every deck, every week, try to play 1 or 2 cards that can change the playstyle of the deck. For example, the last week, Golden Yawgmoth stopped playing Ballista and start playing other cards for Rhinos as Living Legion Send, or Murktide that they start playing Subtly. So the metagame continuing evolving week after week.
So the decks stay the same, but it's small tweaks to make it better positioned. Is that how the decks are working?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I take Rhinos, because it's my favorite. Also, if I abandon him till December, I take it back on January. So it's just last time. I've not not so much time for the improvement that we made with the deck list helped me too much in this tournament.
Okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. So with that being said, let's jump into your actual list, because I have loaded up the list you used to win the regional championship with. And so when I go through it here, the mana base is pretty straightforward until you come to these I call these spell lands. Is this fair? Do you like that?
Exactly.
Okay. So the mana base is super clean here. One of each shock, one of each basic, and then with an additional island. I assume it's something about hard casting double blue spells under a Blood Moon in some games.
Yeah, that's the main point.
Yeah. Then we have 4 copies of Crashing Footfalls. I played the deck in Legacy where you only play 3 copies, but in Modern I feel like I have a bit more time to actually suspend it on turn 1. Is that correct?
Yeah, correctly.
Okay. So what about these Mutavaults? Are these stock these days? I think I've seen lists both with Mutavault and without it.
Yeah, for example, I play 4 different kind of Rhino deck list before the tournament. Some one of that having 0 Mutavault main deck, some 1 or 2 maximum.
Okay.
Every type of deck list, so every number that Mutavault that you play in the deck change a little bit the play style during the game.
Right.
Not the early turn, but after the turn 4. I want to maximize my Flame of Honor main deck that I play only 2, not 3, because you can see the third one on side. So Mutavault helped me to maximum the effect of Flame of Honor, because I expected a lot of Murktide scam. So I want to have 2 Mutavault as Incolored Mana, and the third one is the Gemstone Cavern. Gemstone Cavern is here for cheating, if you want to talk about that. Because
for sure.
The card help you to have a gap where you're on the draw, and when you play that on turn 1 on the draw, you are so ahead in the game.
Yeah, then it's like you're on the play, right?
Yeah, exactly. Some decks play 2 Gemstone Cavern and 1 Mutavault, for example, and that kind of game is where you want to play Rhino more aggressive than mid-range.
Yeah, so that's what you're talking about when decks are adapting week to week. If you want more Gemstone Caverns, it's because speed is most important in the format. If you want more Mutavaults, it's because like the longevity, the grindier games, you want to focus on the later game, right?
Yeah, exactly. I see some deck lists that play Mutavault inside, just for maximize your aggressive plan main deck.
Wow.
Playing 2 Breeding Pool and other land, the second forest, instead of the Mutavault, because they want to just going aggressive and tapping out early turn. Post side, they want to change the plane, but I prefer in this kind of meta having a mid-range plane also for game 1.
Yeah. That's where your personal preference comes in, right? I always say that in Magic, everything is like up for debate, except for like Shock is worse than Lightning Bolt. Like that's not up for debate. But there's a lot of context that makes certain choices better than others, or I prefer a certain playstyle because I'm good at playing aggressively, or you're good at playing the longer games. Like personal preference is huge in Magic, in my opinion. It's very rare that you have something that's just strictly better than something else, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's totally true.
Okay, so the heart of this deck is basically cascading into Crashing Footfalls. So let's not talk a lot about those. I want to talk about this card, Tishana's Tidebinder. This is kind of a new card, and on surface, it's hard to evaluate, I would say. When I read it, I thought, okay, this looks cool, but what does this actually do against the top decks? Can you give a few examples of why this card is good?
Yeah, that's very good against mirror match, the first one, because you can stifle the Crashing Footfall suspended, and also the Cascade part. So,
right, so Cascade is a trigger, and if you suspend it, Crashing Footfalls turn 1, when it comes off suspend, you can kind of stifle, so it just stays exiled, right?
Yeah, exactly. Remember important that Crashing Footfall have 2 triggers. The first one is the one that you take out the last dice.
First from
and the second one is
0, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you just
and then the one where you can play it for free.
Yeah, exactly. You have to shuffle obviously the second one, so remain in exile.
Yeah.
This is the important part for the mirror for living end that improve it a little bit. It could be okay also for gaining some time against scam or stifling one Fable trigger.
Right.
Or also is cool against Amulet because you can just blank the Amulet of Vigor. So it's pretty tricky. It's just okay in a game against Murtad. Most of the time, you just stifle the fetch effect.
Yeah.
But against the Yagmoth is pretty important, and also against the One Ring deck. Against Yagmoth, you can just stifle every kind of creature that you want to do. So Yagmoth, Greased, Cauldron. So it's a big improvement for the deck because before this kind of card, probably I will not pick it up right now. That's why I give up on November and December before the Tishana come out.
Okay. So the deck
And
kind of missed a versatile card that could help with a lot of small things across the matchups.
Yeah, exactly. And this card is so important because he let you decide if in turn 3 or in the opposite turn you want to cascade or stifle something.
Yeah.
You need to adapt pretty well in the game instead of going tap it out every turn and just see what happens.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It leaves you flexible with having an instant speed cascade spell. So now the opponent doesn't know if you have this card or if Violent Outburst is coming. Like, that just leaves up a lot of flexibility. I can definitely see that for sure. Then a couple of Murktide regions. I just assume this is just like, it helps your blue count. It's maybe like a 5/5 or a 6/6, and just the turn after you cascade, then you play Murktide. Is that like how it plays out?
Yeah, I want to play 2 Murktide because I expected that Rhino and Murktide will be pretty high on number in this tournament. So I want to fill the gap where my Rhino always die, or Rhino, for example, in the mirror, or also against Murktide. This kind of card is pretty hard to them to deal with. So I want to maximize my pressure and my aggressive plant, and 2 Murktide is here for that. Obviously, having two more required a little bit of sacrifice. For example, you have to play four Lorian Reveal in deck. That's why the number of that. Most of the time there are three only, but with two Murktide you have to play four. You want to maximize and have your Murktide as big as possible.
Yeah.
So that's my reason. That's the reason about from our team.
It makes sense, right? You need to support it. What you're talking about is you need to support it with the mana base because you already play colorless lands, you play forest, Beseiju, mountain. You play a lot of lands that doesn't help cast the Murktide. So you have to have a bit more blue sources when you play Murktide with double blue in the mana cost, right? I noticed one card that's not in the deck that I used to play is Brazen Borrower. What happened to that card?
I think that Breton Borrower is just a playstyle game because Breton Borrower can fit the place of this member. Breton is good for taking time, but from my perspective, is not a good blocker, obviously, and is not the card that I want to play, or I don't. There is anything that I want to bounce.
Yeah.
For example, Otawara do the same thing. From my perspective, but better because Otawara can bounce you back also my Sharpless Agent sometimes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Breton Borrower is a card that post side improve a bit because you can bounce Chalice of the Void. So we can understand that Breton is maybe better post side than main deck.
Yeah.
But main deck I want have a card that deal better with the board. So for example, this member is the change that I made for Breton.
Okay. That's fair. This deck has a lot of good options these days. So before we get to some games, let's talk about a few sideboard cards. So I had to read this card. What makes this card good? Like, on the surface, just from me looking at it, this looks like something that's good against... It's a 2-mana... It's like a negate against, like, Cascade. But it can also counter creature, so it's better than negate. And also, it cheats on the mana cost, I guess. So, can talk a little bit about this card. It looks like something you would have in your standard deck.
Yeah, exactly. This is the card that you want, for example, per winning the mirror match or living end, because most of the time we play Commandeer. That is pretty abnormal as a card, but it required so much card from your hand. Now that we are more mid-range, I want to change Commandeer for a counterspell. Earthscorn fit pretty well that spot, because where you are on the draw, on turn 3 they can cascade and you have a counterspell open if you have it obviously in your hand.
Right.
So
2 mana interaction despite only having 2 mana interaction.
Exactly.
And it fits the deck restriction of the cascade stuff. Okay.
Exactly. This card is here for mirror match, for living end, but most important also for control or Omnat if somebody play that, but for Murktide. For Murktide is just a battle of counter, so having a counter spell that can deal with their Murktide, or if he starts something to counter spell, this is just a 2 mana counter spell totally. So I really love this card, more play. I probably don't want to play the second one, obviously, nowadays. But having one of that is a tool that your opponent you have to respect this kind of card post side.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Then you have a bit more upgrades, like I assume removing like hate cards after sideboard is pretty important. So we have a bit of Beseju, we have one more flame, and then you have a split of Magus and Blood Moon. Like, what's the advantage to these, and why did you end up with the 2-1 split?
The split is just for Magus of the Moon. Most of the time is better against Amulet, because Amulet can easily tutor in Boseju and having the forest in play. So for deal with the Magus of the Moon, they have, for example, Fire Splitter that somebody play, or Dismember. So Magus take more time than Blood Moon. But I also prefer the split, so having one Blood Moon, because also for Tron or deck like Zoo, for example, where Magus of the Moon is not real good against them, but Blood Moon
like
take more time of that.
Is it because of Dismember and Blood Moon that this card is not the best against those decks? Dismember and
Lightning Bolt, exactly. Lightning Bolt, exactly. For example, against the Lightning Bolt or Tribal Flame, so Blood Moon is better, obviously. Also against for Color Omnat, where they have Solitude, is kind of tricky having 3-0 from a Blood Moon effect. So I prefer always the split.
Yeah, that's a cool one. And then you have a split of artifact removal, but this is also a sweeper for small creatures. Did small creatures come back to the format after the Fury ban, or is it still just like a bad strategy to play small creatures aside from Yawgmoth?
Yeah, exactly. The important part is Yawgmoth, that is the best small creature deck from everyone and can deal against them pretty well. So Brotherhood's End is here for Yawgmoth mainly, because you can decide to hitting the creature or Grist, or can hitting the 8 that post-side they have. But also is here for Scam. So is a card that have a lot of viability, and against Hammer and Scales, you have a bigger improvement post-side. So is a card that fit very well every kind of matchup that want to have both effects.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So even though it's kind of like the Blood Moon split, like Force of Vigor and Brotherhood's End, they come in against some of the same decks, but they're also better against different decks. So your sideboard becomes more well-rounded when you play a split. I think that's just a good lesson overall, that if you play 3 Magus, you're not as all over the place. Like, you could have covered more ground if you play a split. So that's basically what you're doing with this sideboard, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, for example, against Yawgmoth, sometimes people say me that I should side in Force of Vigor for deal with Chalice and the Jader or other card, the explosive, I don't know where they can play, but Force of Vigor is just a reactive card. I want to be a more proactive. So that's why Brotherhood's End is here. It fit pretty well both sides from this matchup. So whenever I need to take out the artifact, I have the possibility to play that. I also have Flame of Honor, obviously. So it's just an adjustment between the games and all 15 rounds that I play.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? You play 15 rounds, you need a lot of flexibility, and you want your sideboard cards to be used throughout the day. So maybe Force of Vigor is better at answering a specific problem, but the versatility of Brotherhood's End makes the split good. I like that logic a lot. Okay, Marco, I think that'll do it for the deck tech. So when we return, we're ready for some action. Marco has agreed to play 3 rounds of Modern, so yeah, let's do it. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're here for a round of Modern. With me, my co-pilot today is none other than Marco Del Pivo, the recent regional champion. So is it fair to say you're the European champion of Modern?
They say that, so I'll take it. And
it's a good name for it. I would take it if I were you.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We lost the die roll here, Marco. We're playing your awesome Team of Rhinos deck. What do you see here? You sit down across a random opponent. You lost the die roll. You see this hand. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, this hand is just the hand that I totally want. We have a Gemstone Cavern for filling the gap, so we are so happy about this kind of hand. We need to just to think about what we want to cycle early game and nothing more.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we begin with Gemstone Caverns in play, we have to exile a card.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you looking? Obviously we keep this hand. We have a good land spell mix. But yeah. What are we putting away with the caverns?
So we're thinking 2 ways. We can putting away Footfall or Lorien. But okay. For example, for how I play, I usually exile a land because I can find the third one with Lorien. But if I draw the land in the first turn or in the second turn, I'm still happy to having 1 blue spell for Force of Negation.
Great point.
I'm happy to.
Great point. We need some force pitch, and we would be kind of sad if we pitch our draw 2 card. So exactly. Getting rid of a land is better than getting rid of Lorien revealed.
Yeah.
And so which land in this kind of hand?
I usually took out Boseju right now because we are at blind. If we know the matchup, if it's an open deck list, we can choose between these 2 land. But closed deck list, I usually bottom Boseju.
Okay.
Because we don't care about the artifact. We have Flame of Fire.
Okay, let's try that. I like that. So let's see which matchup we're up against. Is this just Yawgmoth right away, or how do you?
Yeah, usually Verdant Catacomb should say that, or also the Scam if they play Strange Banabase or Strange Fetch.
Right. We don't cycle turn 1, right? We untap.
Yeah, we untap exactly.
Okay. So you like suspending, I guess?
Yeah, I like suspending, obviously.
It's been a long time since I've played Modern here, so I'm going to ask a lot of questions.
No, don't worry. For example, now I try to talk a bit while they play. It's too important to keep in mind which kind of land our fetch we want to take. Because, for example, we want to... Usually, most of the time, people want to take Trioma with the second fetch, but in this spot, we want to take... probably a dual land and an isle in the island with the Lorien.
Right. So end of turn here. What you're talking about is maybe we should have fetched a forest on our turn to suspend the Rhino card with forest. Maybe instead of taking damage.
Yes, if you want to take forest, yes. I was thinking to taking, for example, Breeding Pool.
So if you fetch for Breeding Pool, then what are you Lorien revealed for?
For island.
For basic island. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So Breeding Pool, take the damage. Island cycle. Go get basic island. The opponent developed a wall of roots, and our Rhino is ticking down here. Do you usually just go for the control route? I guess we play a non-damage land here. We play island, right?
We play island, exactly. And passing the turn now instead of Flame of Fire. We don't need that. We need to care about the Grist or Yawgmoth right now.
Yeah. So worth noting, we can't Force of Negate Grist, but we can dispute it.
Yeah.
Some pretty tricky art type on that card. The opponent plays Beseiju. Does that tell us anything about their hand? That they play Beseiju out as a mana source?
No, because we don't have any artwork, so they can just be free to play that.
Right. So it's just like a forest, basically.
Yeah.
So do you play, like, is it stock to play Mystical Dispute? Like, does my opponent know about that card right now?
Usually people play from 0 to 2. I think that close deck list 1 is okay, but they can play around a mono pair of Mystical Dispute.
We let this resolve, right?
Yeah.
So okay.
So probably right now that they pass, they could have Chord of Calling. This meaning that I want to play Mofanar and draw into card.
Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can Chord of Calling for 2 right now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to draw 2 cards?
I want to draw 2 cards, yes.
Okay.
Because we need to find pretty early the Cascading spell.
Right.
We have Force of Negation if they have Chord right now.
So you force if they Chord for 2 here.
Probably, yeah.
Huh, that was not 3 good draws.
No, that's not.
Do we want to get a, like, fetch a Triome? I guess that's better. The 2/2 is not going to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Fetch Triome, it could be fine.
Okay. This is not the best.
We have... Yeah, sometimes it happens to not drawing any Cascading, but we have luckily the Footfall suspended.
Yeah, we have something coming. Okay, so the opponent wants to play this draw-go game.
Yeah, this meaning that they have a Chord of Calling. Yeah. Or Yawgmoth right now. They want to try to do that.
So next turn, the Rhinos are coming. Do you like playing another fetch out?
I'll go. Yeah.
So what is this card looking to do right now? What do you think it can do? Tidebinder.
Tidebinder now can stifle every kind of card that they want to do.
What about that card? Do we care about Bowmaster?
No, we can just let them resolve. We want to now take care about Yawgmoth or Greased.
Yeah, the thing is, the opponent is building their mana here, so I feel like it's pretty obvious they know that we play these cards. So they play it slow because we don't have a Cascade spell. I guess they were kind of lucky because we could kind of punish them if we did. Maybe they keep the Wall of Roots as 5 toughness, like, as a defensive measure.
Probably, but it is strange because they don't push too much. So this meaning that their hand is, I don't know if it's blank or not. For example, they have Orcish or other little stuff.
Yeah. So we have a card like Fire Ice that's very good if they lean on 05 Wall of Roots to block Rhinos. Let's hope that comes up later. We just fetched like tapped Stomping here.
Yeah, we try to fetch every Shockland right now.
So let's see.
And now
Now we got the Rhinos. Let's have a good draw step. Guardless Agent is a good draw step.
Yeah.
Now maybe I can play the Mutavault out and Cascade.
So if we Cascade, they can just tutoring nothing because we can counter it. And what I'm thinking right now is what they can do next turn.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But Cascading now help us to put more pressure. We can counter the first spell with Mystical Dispute and try to Force of Negation with Tishana open. With Tishana on, as a pitching. So yeah, I'll play Mutavault and Guardless Agent.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think here. If the opponent goes a big Chord of Calling end of turn, we counter it. Then what happens if they resolve Yawgmoth?
So we probably counter it with Mystical Dispute in this spot.
Okay.
Because if they have the second one or Eldritch Revolution, we have a Force of Negation. Also, if they
have so that's 0 mana interaction on the opponent's turn. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And if they have Yagmoth, for example, we can do nothing. At last, we can just wait for our Tishana with Force of Negation as a covering for that. That's
Okay.
the important part of Tishana.
Let's see how this works out. I'm scared that they play the court end of turn and then untap and do something. But let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we just dispute because they only have 2 mana.
Yeah.
Mystical Dispute on the cord. And then let's see what they can do.
Never do that. Yes.
So we're hoping now for another non-creature. That is not a non-creature.
Okay. That's fine.
So now the opponent can start shrinking our rhinos and drawing cards. But it's kind of nice that we have 4 rhinos.
Yeah, that's why we have to cascade the turn before.
Yeah.
We just need to be sure about the him proliferate effect. But we have Tishana, so we can just chill a bit and try to swinging every turn with everything.
So do we just attack with everything on our turn? Maybe not the agent.
Maybe not the agent, yeah, exactly.
So attack with 4 rhinos?
So if they trade the first one that is link, for us is fine.
Okay, so the opponent is still making it so that the 2 walls can take care of 2 rhinos, but this is still a lot of damage coming in. I like this. Yeah, this is a lot more grindy than last time I played. Maybe that was even when, like, Spirit Guides. No, maybe that can't be. Maybe that's too long ago. Okay, so
now, oops. No, now we can shrink. We can using Tishana effect.
Oh, I was about to do that.
We can, yeah. If we do that, we just blank Yagmoth. So we try to force him to do something else. Right now, we have to be sure about the proliferate part of Yagmoth. So just be careful about that.
Okay, so proliferate. 2 black, discard a card, proliferate. Okay, so you liked countering a Yawgmoth activation there, so this rhino stayed at 4/4.
Yeah, exactly. So he have we try to force them to play the second one.
So now let's see. Discard a card, proliferate. So now, given enough time, my opponent can kill both of those rhinos.
Yeah. So now we just be okay. Now we try to stifle it with Tishana.
The thing I missed is the fact that it loses the ability for the rest of the game, basically.
Oh, yeah, okay. Exactly.
That's why it's smart. That's why it was a nice play, because then
he blank every kind of card. So it's pretty nice as an addiction. And as we see, we try to force him to do something now.
Yeah, this is awesome. So now I understand what you're talking about, because you actually said this earlier. We're trying to play this and then kind of trap them with having the negation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
We need to check every time.
Board for 1.
We can counter it, because they can take a young wolf and try to kill us. So if, for example, we do that the turn before, now he don't have the timing for the cord, or also they play the second bowmaster. So it's just remember to everyone that watched this video that is really important to figure out which kind of thing we want to do for the next.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great point, because now my opponent can actually, now they can even minus and then proliferate. Yeah, so a lot of bad things happened here.
Yeah, if for example this kind of situation, if we do that on our turn, we cannot happen, because he don't want to suck every creatures to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, because at the time he only had Wall of Roots, but now he had like Bowmasters and stuff. So, and just more mana available.
Luckily, he just sucked every creatures. He just going down too much from to life. So we have Mutavault, and we have enough attacker for try to steal this game.
Yeah, because now the opponent's down to 5 life, and we have 6 2/2s.
Yeah, we're fetching a new turn.
Okay, so the opponent sees it there. So obviously, we got the W, but that was such a clever play to kind of trap the opponent with Tightbinder before they had a ton of mana to play flashy things so they could respond. So we didn't need to give them a chance this game.
Yeah, that's why I consider this matchup pretty tricky.
For sure, I'm already. Ooh, it's good to have a co-pilot here. So we already established we like the sweepers. What about the flame?
Exactly. We like the Flame of Honor. We like also the Boseiju as a land. Usually, I like 2 endurance right now, because we don't care about counterspell. Earth Score, Mystical Dispute, counterspell in this matchup is not good. That's why we usually take out all Force of Negation and Mystical Dispute per side.
Okay.
They have so few cards to counter. Also, if game 1 we win with those, now we don't won.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, right? They were good in this game, but they can still be, too situational overall.
Yeah, and we set in 2 endurance, just because he's a nice blocker. He can fit with Cauldron. So we set in 6 cards. The 6th one will be the land, obviously, Boseiju. Now we are on the draw, so this meaning that we leave Gemstone Cavern, and we took out 1 Mutavault.
Right. So that's usually so when you're on the play, you always sideboard out this card.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. So now we have the good setup to go for game 2?
Yeah.
Alright, perfect. Ooh, this is super stressful. I used to play a lot of Modern, but it feels like ages ago. So many new cards. And
because that's the part that I like about Rhinos. You can just switch so much during the game on what you want to do instead of just cascading.
Oh, definitely. So many tough choices. How do you feel about this hand?
Yeah, I just mulligan this hand. I want to try to deal with my mana base, or having a good hand that can deal with Halfling turn 1 most of the time, because it's our punishment.
Okay.
This hand has everything.
So we bottom boarded Foothills?
Usually I think that I'll bottom Lorien Reveal.
Yeah, because now we don't have Force of Negation either. So, and this card might be better to draw later.
We can also so the main question is if we want to bottom the fetch, for example, first of the time we want to fetch Ketrium. The unlucky part that can happen, and happens sometimes to me, is just I play the second land, I draw Fire and Dice, and I can do both of them. I can cycle DeLorean or can cycle.
Exactly. This costs 1 mana to get your land drop.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so
these are free.
To prevent this scenario, we shouldn't fetch for Trioma if we want to keep 2 land. So I just prefer bottoming the Lorien Reveal.
Yeah.
And having the fetch.
I like that. Lore and Reveal is not like a strict upgrade to a land. It's if you think you have the time to spend 1 mana to land cycle, or you think it's gonna be pitched to a pitch spell, then it's better than a land, right? But not if you plan on spending your mana. So yeah, Chalice with 0. Is that like a normal anti-cascade card?
Yeah, exactly. But right now I'm worried more from Alfling than Chalice. We can deal with Chalice pretty easily. We have that Flame of Honor, for example. We can just turn 3 play Tishana, also if they don't have nothing. But in our turn 4, we can have Flame of Honor for deal with the Chalice and the creatures.
Yeah, because worth noting, Tidebinder is a wizard, so you can now choose 2 modes on the flame. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, turn 2 Grist. That's good.
Yeah, that's clearly the NAS that we cannot deal most of the time with that if they also go in Grist the next turn. Yagmoth next turn.
Right.
That's why people when ask me how is the matchup against Yagmoth, there is nothing that you can say because sometimes he can start like this and it's just overwhelming for us.
Yeah, and that's how it is in most Magic formats. Sometimes there's like the powerful nut draws, and that's just how it is. So you have to see it as a big sample size rather than just because this can happen 2 games in a row as well, right? And then the match is just over.
Exactly.
Maybe. Okay, we get the Triumph. The mountain was not the best draw. That was not the best
also
draw
the land, but it's fine. Yeah.
So
we have just to wait the next turn and hoping that they don't have he don't have Yagmoth mostly.
Yeah.
Because if not Yagmoth, we can deal with everything on the board because he's not putting so much pressure, and we have Tishana to stop Grist.
So when my opponent, let's say in 2 turns, they make a 1/1, I flash in the Grist to shut it down, or
yeah, next turn, yes.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
when they use the effect, yes.
Okay, so as you said, we can deal with like the small chip damage. We're worried about the haymakers, the big cards.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go fetch a land here. I guess
now you fetch for the breeding pool.
Yeah, so my first thought was because I have the mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's like the best pair, but I think this deck's mana is just so good, like in general.
Right, yeah, most of also with the new land, the surveil one.
Do you like playing the mountain, or do you like playing a fetch?
I play mountain. I prefer have less damage right now.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a Yawgmoth player not activate Grist in this scenario?
No, never, honestly.
So my opponent makes a good play here, attacks first.
Yeah.
So I don't have a 3/2.
But also, probably we just don't not.
Ooh, here it is.
2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Oh, Sheldred.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, maybe that card is okay. So now we flash in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we can kill Sheldred and Chalice.
In upkeep, yes, if we want to take less damage. Let's
do that. I don't think we're going to draw a better card than this.
No, exactly.
So
that's the second one.
Okay.
That's the perfect scenario that we can see right now. We have Tishana and Flame of Honor on turn 4, so we take care about Im Sheldred, the Chalice.
Ooh, maybe that's good.
And yeah, and now we just can't attack, obviously.
0/4 is on the defense, so no attack. Grist is shut down until the opponent finds a way to kill Tidebinder. Another Chalice for 0, but we just found a new answer. Oof.
Yagmoth, okay.
So on our turn, we can kill everything, right?
Yeah. Now we just take it like a crystal.
Alney Garden. That's a cool one. Is this a staple?
Yeah, for example, yeah, it's a staple.
Okay.
That's from them is just pretty nuts because they have two Chalice, he have Shieldred, Grist, and Yagmoth. So he can
Oh
deal
yeah, a lot
with
of stuff.
Yeah. We can take care about all the board right now, luckily, with Brotherhood End and
Yeah.
Fire and Ice.
So let's see. Maybe we go. Demons, fine.
Yeah, every Shockland is fine.
Okay, so we go to 12. But my opponent can draw a million cards in response here, right?
Yeah.
We're in trouble here, Marco.
Yeah, but a little bit. I don't expect the second Chalice because usually most of them play just only one.
Yeah.
But
the second Chalice is too much. So what we can do here is play Brotherhood's End and Fire Ice to finish off the Yawgmoth. And at that point, my opponent will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures in the yard. So Grist -5 is also going to be very annoying soon.
No, he can just -3 because Brotherhood also the Planeswalker.
So
3 damage to creatures and Planeswalker.
Oh, also the Planeswalkers. Perfect. Okay, so...
Yeah. So we're fetching for forest.
Yeah, basic forest to save life.
Yes.
3 damage to each creature and each Planeswalker. Do we deal 1 damage to Grist as well with fire?
Yes.
Yep.
Because we want to take out Yawgmoth. We are still not happy about this situation because we don't have the second card for deal with the Chalice.
The Chalice is still a problem, and the opponent will have a full hand and a Planeswalker after this.
Yes.
So yeah, obviously very, very tough game to win. The second Chalice is kind of what did it, right? We had all the answers to the other stuff. And then we could start cascading after controlling the board.
Yeah, we play the game as much better as possible.
Yeah.
But the second Chalice shut us down.
Yeah, that was super tough. So what do we need to draw now? Beseiju?
Yeah, the only card that is possible to us to deal with Chalice and try to cascade in their turn.
Yeah. That'll be pretty good. So a lot of bad creatures.
Yes. The only thing that we could be scared is just Court of Calling right now.
Right. Court of Calling would be a good one. So that card.
Okay. It's not good, but we can just play Shardless. Usually like this, I play Shardless and also Cascade and let us counter it. Because I want to minimize the Crashing Footfall that we want to draw right now.
Okay, because that's like the worst draw in the deck.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. This is really desperation mode. Like how many percentages do you give us to win this game?
I think that it depends a lot from which card they draw right now. If they don't have any Eldritch Revolution card or something that take it back the Yawgmoth, we can just still be in the game. Obviously, the first time that they draw Cauldron, we are pretty dead.
Okay, so basically it's a race. We have to find an answer for Chalice before they find one of their, good cards. Yeah, this is not good.
Maybe they already find it.
So what are they searching up here? Yawgmoth?
Yeah, they search for Yawgmoth and we lose the game.
Okay, so let's go to game 3?
Yes.
Okay, good game.
I think it's fine. Shard got the game.
That was, so double Chalice, the best opening with Grist. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. I assume every deck will have its, nut draws, basically.
It's fine to having, exactly. It's fine to having some nuts like this from this kind of Yawgmoth because otherwise the deck will not be played.
Yeah.
But for as you can see, he need to have the second chalice. Otherwise, we can deal with the entire board. And we just playing Tishana, Flame of Honor, and Brotherhood Den.
Yeah.
And they have tons of cards. So I think that's why people obviously say that Rhino is good against Yagmoth.
Right.
But
Yeah, we have a lot
as I
of good
say
answers.
yeah, and
So,
as I say to everyone, not complain about this kind of game.
right.
Because mostly I heard a lot about oh no, they're going nuts. Guys, can happen. Obviously, it's Magic.
Yeah, any deck has those draws, and that's part of what makes that deck good, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a very good point. So now I just swap the lands because we're back on the play. Anything else?
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's everything fine.
Okay.
We don't want anything else.
All right, game 3. Let's see if we can do it. A lot of 3 drops. Do you trust your draw step? Yeah, I mean, we have the Fire Ice even.
Yeah, we have the Fire and Ice, and we can just keep it December, starting with the classic fetch. Yeah. We keep also if they have Chalice for Zero, that slow us so much. The important part is depending a lot from which kind of card they play right now. If they're going for Alfling or not. Okay, they're going for Goose. So we have two kind of iteration right now. Because yeah, we can just fetching and see in our turn. The most of iteration is stopping Goose with just killing with that, and it's fine to do that if we see land right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can just ice the Bloamy Marsh and see what happens.
Okay, so you're saying since we drew the 3rd land, it's good to kill the mana creature, so we don't have to cancel it with the Fire Ice because we already have 3 mana ready.
Yes.
So let's kill the acceleration here. 2 damage to the Goose. Pass the turn. So if your opponent, if the Yawgmoth player has Chalice of the Void in hand, do they play it as soon as possible, or do they play it now?
I think that they'll play now.
Okay. No such thing. So, do you like playing the agent to get more power into play? Subtlety, nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's now because we draw subtly. Otherwise, honestly, is they can just play in 3-drop, so it still be better going out part instead of agent.
Right.
But we can just play agent right now for the subtle.
So because we found free and interaction, that makes the agent better. Yeah. Otherwise, you wanted to hold up mana.
Yeah, mostly because if you go shardless and they go greased, they can just killing one rhino for a free card because they're sucking the wolf.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want to have.
So if the opponent goes grist now, we subtlety it, and then we attack for a bunch.
They not greased, so okay. We just attack. I think it's fine because they can just cord for 2, and if they cord, we can just outburst in response.
Okay. What can they go get for 2?
I think that they going for a wall of fruit, nothing more.
Oh, okay. So you're saying if they block with an 0-5, we can pump the team and get more rhinos?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now I hold up mana. I could have dealt 3 more damage there.
But we don't care about that, because if they have Maestro Pulse or Legion's End, they can just kill all around.
Legion's End, that's a good one. So this just resolves?
Yeah, exactly. So now they can just take wool, and with subtlety we can deal with Shieldred and also with Yawgmoth.
Yeah.
So that's totally fine for us.
So now, in order to actually... Okay, I don't know this card.
That's the card that we is with Yawgmoth for us.
Okay, so basically this is not dangerous on its own, it's only good with Yawgmoth.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the plan is here to pitch subtlety so we can outburst before our turn, right? Or do you like...
we pitch subtlety, we outburst. No, I'm right now for closing the game, so I just subtly pick with the pizza. So pitching Tiziana for that and Outburst.
And then we outburst end of turn, and then we also outburst on our turn to like grow the team. Wow, yeah. This is how I remember the deck. Like fast pitch spell, close out the game, right? But you're really right. Just within one match, we've had different draw go situations. We have to play the right answers. The game goes like you have to plan a lot. And this game is just, oh, kill your mana creature, make some rhinos, counter your big spell, win the game.
Yeah, exactly. So when you see like something like this, you can say, or what of the people say, just obviously it's an easy deck, and it's fine that it's like this. You should have a free win or a free turn to win the game while you try to protect there. Otherwise, it's not the top tiers.
Exactly. So that's the same you said about Yawgmoth. When it has the turn 2 Grist, turn 3 Yawgmoth, like that kind of sequence, that's a reason to play the deck. And maybe it's sometimes like free wins. But that's just how Magic is as a game. So, okay. So, Marco, that'll do it for round 1. I will see everybody back here for round 2. Don't go anywhere. Okay, everyone, we're back with yet another round of Modern here. I'm still here with Marco Del Pivo, the Rhinos champ. And that was a great first match. Now I feel like I'm ready for anything.
Let's go. So now let's play the second one.
Yeah, let's see here. So we win the die roll. How big is that in Modern? Like winning the die roll? How important is that?
I think that it is important, but most of the deck can fill this gap. Not only with just no cavern as we play, but also Yawgmoth have Mana Dork. So I think it's important, obviously, because it's Modern and you have a large pool of big card. But for example, in Ghent, I just winning 3 die roll. So this means that I play 15 rounds on the draw.
Wow.
And the games can happen, and the deck can do that.
Yeah, so it's more about like adapting to being on the draw, like adapting to new situation. That just becomes so important, right?
Yeah, it's a lot important, yeah.
So how do you like this opening hand? We have 2 lands, we have some disruption, we have no cascade spell.
We have no cascade spell, but we have every time that we want for disrupt any kind of plan that they can have. So we can just keep it. The only bad draw that we can have is just Crushing Footfall, naturally, but otherwise it's just an end that have everything.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We have answers to delay a lot of different game plans. We have a couple of lands. And yeah, obviously the danger is that we draw, like, we never see a cascade spell, or that's just like normal things, right?
Yeah, for example, with the new land that come out right now, and obviously Trioma is the first one that will be switched.
Okay.
You can see the improvement about this deck because we have also the surveil effect, and it's so important right now, for example. So keep in mind to check also the new land and try to play them.
Ancient Stirrings. I was quick to let it resolve. Do I ever counter that card?
No, I think it's fine. We want to counter it something else.
I like to counter, when I used to play a lot of Modern, I countered a lot of Sylvan Scrying, like an Expedition map, like when you know it's the exact one they need, right?
Yes, but also I found that countering that is not always good, just because they can easily find that right now. Ancestering Expedition map, Sylvan Scrying. So it's better most of the time to counter the
payoff.
The payoff, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Don't think about that. We don't care about Relic?
No.
So we found our 3rd land. Now we found that one. So do you like to shock here and kind of pass information? Or do you like play fetch? Because we had a similar situation in the previous game where we played Mountain, and that was kind of a signal that we were going to use all our 3 mana. You talked about saving life. But there must be some conflict sometimes. Either way, you can bluff having a certain interactive spell. Like, let's say I play a Shockland, but I don't have the Tidebinder. But you want to represent that. How often do you like bluff with this deck?
I think I like it because most of the people still don't know which kind of we can just force of negation it. Natural. And most of the people it's hard for our opponent to play around everything.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's not something that you can do, and you can't permit to do that.
Right. So now we have kind of a conflict. Hardcast Subtlety, how good is that? Does that deck play Karn these days?
Yeah, they play Karn or Ugin or Wurmcoil, so I think that is fine to just Shockland and pay to life. Yes.
So the Footfalls was a very, very bad draw.
Yeah, we know. If this deck has no bad draw, the deck will be banned.
Very true. So just Subtlety here.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I just made a mistake, and I'm sorry about that, because, for example, they can take the mana with the Chromestar and play it again.
Oh, they have 8 mana here, and this is mana,
exactly.
mana neutral. Okay, got it. So, so what you like to do there was to let it resolve and then Tidebinder the -2?
We can think about that. Probably right now we just...
oh, One Ring.
Yeah, exactly. The One Ring is the main problem.
Okay.
But it's fine. The first part of Tron for killing us, for example, is just to play double spell per turn.
Yeah, that's super tough. So what do we like here? Suspend or hold up Subtlety?
We can no. I think that we suspend. We let them resolve the Karn.
Yeah.
So like this, we can stifle it.
Okay, so we try and beat an active ring.
Yes. Yeah, we'll try to do. Yeah, we let them resolve. We can just deal with everything. Our hand can do that. So they just natural throw us. So it's fine.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough situation. So that works. How big of a deck is Tron these days? On the metagame sheet, I can't remember where it was. Is it like 3 to 5%?
Yes, it's not so popular right now, but it will become it, because it can deal pretty easily with Yagmoth and Rhino, because Rhino right now not playing a more counterspell or Charmo, for example, as I play in Barcelona.
Right. So we stifle this -2?
Yes.
And then what's the worst thing the opponent can do here with 5 extra mana?
I think Oblivion Stone or the second card.
Okay, so this
That's
is
the only...
This is good, right? Then we get to kill the Karn.
Yeah. Now we have 2 possibilities. Obviously, if we want to killing or not Karn.
Right.
Or just going face. I'll probably going face, just because we can deal with everything, so we just try to be as fast as possible.
I like that. Try and tempo our opponent out of the game.
Yeah. And we have maybe to think if we want to play or not that subtle. Probably will not play that, or Fire and Ice, for example, as the tower, because they have a lot of draw with the ring. So we just wait.
So do you hold up Hardcast Subtlety, or do you ice on upkeep?
I'm going for Hardcast Subtlety.
Yeah, maybe we need the creature to try and win this game. The opponent goes to 11 now, and so we have 9 damage between Subtlety and Tidebinder and Subtlety. And 9 plus 2 is 11. I feel like that's our way to win.
That's our only way to win.
It's not very likely. Yeah, this is good. We can't do anything about that, right?
No, exactly.
Oblivion Stone. That's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 cards with the One Ring, so it's fine that they can find everything.
Yeah. The fact that they had 8 mana turn 4 and they could play 2 good things, that was tough.
The only thing that maybe we can just to try is to tap end of turn Oblivion Stone. So we can just force him to crack it, and if we are lucky to draw out Barstow, we can also try to steal this game.
Okay. So Violent Outburst is a draw. If I wait, then I need to draw exactly Tidebinder Mage. If I attack next turn, my opponent cracks, and then I cycle in response. But
they probably crack it on our keep.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine to tap it end of turn right now.
Yeah. Okay. So we have 4 outbursts out of 47 cards. I like that. This is just, we're not likely to do it, but we're giving ourselves a chance to win a terrible game, which is something, and it will happen from time to time, right? Then
yes, exactly.
Then it's going to happen. So we need to give ourselves that chance, even though the odds aren't very good. Oh, okay. Right. we should.
I missed that part.
Okay, so as we say, the surgery was a success, but the patient died.
Yeah, sorry.
The idea was good.
That's my fault, guys.
So we were supposed to tap a land here.
Yeah, we can, but also they can just stay up with the other 6, so it's fine.
Did we? Yeah. How much mana did the opponent have? 7 mana. If the opponent had 7 mana, it's a good play to target the tower.
Okay.
But maybe they had more mana. Okay.
5 plus 4, 9 mana total.
Oh, okay. So it didn't work. But it was a great idea. But yeah, obviously.
The idea was good, but not... No!
Yeah. This is all... Yeah, that's just... So let's say the opponent taps a bit more mana. The play is to tap a tower to do the same as you wanted to. Force the activation. But we still get the card. Then we outburst end of turn. Hit for 8. The opponent dies to the ring. That would have been beautiful. Yes. But that's not what happened this time around.
Yeah, sorry, guys, but I'm not seeing this one.
No, that's all good. I think the idea has a lot of value, just playing to your outs, and then trying to obviously find something that works is an advantage. But okay, that's cool. And also kind of funny it's there on the top.
Yeah, it's something that we can just think about. Man, I feel so bad right now that people still start thinking how you can win the tournament like this. And I know, guys, sometimes can happen.
No, also we're sitting here. You're not used to doing like content and stuff, so obviously it's easy to like make an oversight or make mistakes. That's totally fine. This is stressful in another way than playing a big tournament, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like this is something else. We need to make sure that everything is good here. So let's see if the opponent is going to come back here, or I might pause. Let's just give them a couple of seconds.
So the thing that, as you said before, keeping always in mind is just try to play for your out and not playing for a classic top deck without thinking that. No.
Yeah.
For example, if people see the final of me against Moria, where he continued to attack with the insect, I listened a lot of friends that start saying, why attack, why not staying back on block, just thinking that he tried to play for him out and try to put me more pressure that he can.
Right.
So I think that what he do was fine in that kind of game, because he know that if we just pass him the turn and trade with the Rhino, he lose the game on the long-term plan.
Yeah.
So he just tried to play for the health. And that's what also our deck tried to do.
Yeah, I like that mindset a lot. Also, trying to envision how does this game play out? How can I win? And even though the chance is like super small, it's better than, you know, just losing, or it's better than not giving yourself that chance.
Yeah, that's the point where people start thinking, oh no, you top deck the card. Yeah, we all the people know that you draw that card and win the game.
Yeah,
but mostly it's just I try to force all the game to have this kind of situation and have and let that our top deck win the game.
Yeah.
instead of hoping to see something and yeah, we just let him resolve and just.
I think that's a great point, that the draw step, we don't have any power over the draw step, right? But we can let ourselves have more draw steps, and then maybe we'll get what we need, right? I guess we subtly see this card.
We saw that, yeah, exactly. We have also that gone for that, but it's fine to subtly. We try to force them to draw card and do something in this game.
Yeah, it's very tough because now they used another One Ring to reset the life loss from the first one, so they even have protection here. This is going to be a tough one.
They put on top the burn coil.
Oh, so this was the second one.
That's the second one, yes.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And we have.
Yeah, this game doesn't seem like very winnable. You think?
No, it's just some coin, because now we just bounce it the burn coin.
Yeah.
For like this, he don't gain life. We just try to take some times and see if we can steal some damage.
Yeah, the opponent's playing very careful with the One Ring, so they didn't activate it.
Yeah, but they just going for a burn coil right now.
So that's the third one.
The second one, yeah. The first one.
We returned it to hand this time. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So no cryptic command like old times. Oh, Warping Whale?
Warping Whale.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good
one. It's fine. Yeah.
So I guess game 2?
The game is done, yes.
Okay. That was a pretty good showcase of Tron had 8 mana turn 4, so they could play Karn and One Ring. Like, that's super awesome. Yeah. Like, back in the day, before Karn, the deck only had like 6, 7, 8 drops. So all you had to worry about was either them not getting to that much mana or stopping one spell a turn once they got there. But this is way harder to play against when they actually have 4 mana good cards.
Yeah, right now the game is like this. For Tron, winning the game is just playing 2 spells per turn.
Definitely.
We want to side Force of Vigor.
Do they play Urza Saga, or is it just for map? And
yeah, they probably will play Urza Saga, but also for deal with Chalice, Snaring Bridge, or Oblivion Stone in the game. I'm still not sure about the Earth's Corn right now.
Okay.
But we just counting the card that we wanted to count. Yeah, exactly. The Dismember, Drone is fine. Also, the Murtad is pretty slow. We can just take out both of them.
So now I have 7 cards here, and I have 6 cards here.
This meaning that we can just probably... Flame of Honor is low, honestly.
It's not very good?
Not very good, but we can just keep it. If you want to take the Earth's Corn, is fine.
So now I have 8 cards here because I swapped the Gemstone Caverns for Boseiju.
Probably yeah, but I'm not sure because our Boseiju mostly is just
it's like a spell so often, so it doesn't... Okay,
yes.
So we might need the land.
In this kind of matchup, is a spell.
Yeah, that's a good point. In other matchups, it's just like a forest half of the time, but here it's... yeah, you're right. Okay, so do you like getting rid of these? Our worst threats and removal spells?
We can... Yeah, exactly. We can do like this.
And then we sideboard in a little bit of more land destruction, land hate, removal for hate, and potentially Saga, and then a counterspell. Okay.
Yeah.
How is the matchup against Tron, you think?
I think it's fair. It's 50-50. Because, wow. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, this is some good cards. So we can suspend turn 1. Then we hope to find a blue card somewhat soon. And then maybe...
And we can wait with the forest. With the Mystery Forest, sorry. Because the Mystery Forest right now fetching first for the
Need to
mountain for the outburst, and then play the Magus the turn after. So we just have to see in the game which kind of land we have to prioritize with the Mystery Force.
So we still suspend turn 1?
Yeah.
Suspend turn 1, and then we kind of see what our draw step's giving us, and then we decide on the Misty. Because in a perfect world, we get to put an island into play, but right now we also just need red mana, so let's see.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't help that plan.
No, but we play that. Okay.
We play that.
We can play it, yes.
Let's see.
Tap it is fine.
So I'm thinking this. If we play the Misty and we draw like a red shock land, then we can fetch basic island with this before playing the Magus. If our next draw step is a red land, then we're going to be happy about playing this out and not fetching now, but waiting.
Okay. Okay, no, it's fine.
Because that would be
clearly a good point for that.
That is a way to make sure, like, a land is not a good draw, but the land becomes a better draw if we play like this.
So they don't have.
Yeah, they're looking to. Okay, so we
Stone.
don't fetch.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So is there a point to? That doesn't help. Is there a point to wait with the Magus?
Yeah, I think that is fine to outburst.
So which
then
one do you
play
like?
the Magus.
Just shocking?
I think I will go for Mutavault. It's the same thing right now.
Yeah, then we have to go Steam Vents on this card.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So we pass here, and because our opponent cannot have turn 3 Tron, we're not in a hurry with Magus. That's the logic. So we want to get more damage into play first.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. So this is where, let's say this was normal Blood Moon. They have so many cards that goes and gets Beseiju. So Magus is better in this matchup. Maybe? How many Dismembers do they play?
They play usually 1 or 2 Dismember.
Okay, so Steam Vents, take the damage.
It's fine for them to having Warping Whale.
I was about to say, yeah, that's like the most likely. Oh. Red.
Probably if we worried about Warping Whale, we just cascading response of the cracking of the expedition map.
Ah, yeah. Because with 3 mana, they most likely can't do anything about this. So we just let them.
Yes.
Okay, great point. Yeah, very great point. So despite, it's like Brainstorm and Legacy. Even though Brainstorm's an instant, sometimes you want to play it at sorcery speed. Like, this is kind of the same.
Yes.
Sometimes we want to play it on our own turn because the timing is better. Do you like Magus? And then we try and win with the Crashing Footfalls coming next turn?
Yes. We have a Force of Negation with Fire and Ice in backup, so it's fine to go in Magus.
Yeah. Okay, so that's probably, if we play this correctly against the Warping Whale, we probably win the game.
Yes.
Then we would have Rhinos right now. Okay, the opponent goes for Forest. Okay, so they're just trying to, like, ramp, like, manually. We're not going to counter that, right?
No, exactly.
So even though they might be saving up for, like, Wormcoil Engine, we can't really counter those cards in a game like this.
No, I think that is fine, because also we can just slow them down with Force of Vigor if we draw something green, for example.
Subtlety is a good draw.
Right.
Now we're just, like, trying to make some tempo plays to win the game. 5 mana. What's it gonna be? But we only have... Okay.
Okay.
Do I... Yeah, if we're to negate a One Ring here.
Yes.
Our 3 mana O Stone.
Oblivion Stone.
It's sad we don't have a green card.
Yeah, we don't have obviously the second forest, so it's fine to force of negation it.
Do you like pitching Fire Ice? And then we try and find a blue card to counter the Worm Coil? I think the Worm Coil is
counter it. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think going for force of negation is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sad. If we had a green card, everything would be awesome. Blue card. Baby. Okay, that's a good one.
Love it.
Yeah, sometimes just these tempo plays can be super awesome. So let's see. I think the Worm Coil is coming, but if it's like one ring or whatever, the game can go on. Okay, so
We started early and yeah, because you can just going for explosive or something like this.
Right. Okay, so another tempo win here, and yeah, I'm sad we didn't play perfectly with the outburst. That would have been so awesome. But yeah, just good learning that we learned about Warping Wheel game 1, but we didn't, take advantage of that information game 2 when we had the chance. So yeah, it's good to strive for perfection when you play Magic, but realistically, you're not gonna get there.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's, for example, in paper, I'll write Warping Wheel on my pad. Like this, I can remember while I'm checking every time the iPad.
Yeah.
I think that the side is okay like this. We don't want the last honor. It's fine.
Let's go to game 3 and see what we can do.
Okay.
So this is a keep, but we have to figure out what to pitch to Gemstone Caverns.
Right now, I'm pretty more for Lorien.
Yeah, I like how you think. You think a lot about, like, the same way I think about Magic is, like, your draw step. You'll have, like, 3 draw steps until you need 3 mana. And what is that, like, on average going to give you? So you think, like, this land is going to get there naturally. So obviously there's the risk we never see a 3rd mana source. And we might lose, right? But you're trying to make the most out of... You don't want to flood, basically. That's basically... You're saying... I would rather miss my 3rd land drop, like, sometimes than I would, like, flood out, because my deck isn't that good that I can draw a million lands and still win. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, totally.
So by bottoming that, so let's see, we go... That means we need to have the land in the top 1 draw step, 2 draw steps, plus a cantrip. So that's top 3. Okay.
Yes, and the cantrip is so important for us because... mostly we can stop him to going Silva Scrying or
that's
Expedition
true.
Map turn 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's gonna be like a time walk. Okay, so get rid of revealed here. Opponent kept 7 cards. Which land do you like to fetch here?
It's strange because mostly we want to fetch for blue, but we can't end up in other mana for the advanced. Or we can fetch for green and hoping for the blue in the next turn. So
maybe it's blue because we want double blue with this card later.
Yes, and they go right now.
I think I like the island here.
Also, because if you want to try to fetch for green, you have 7 fetch, and otherwise, they have natural tonics. Okay.
Triumph wasn't the best.
No.
So play Triumph, pass the turn. Okay, so the opponent.
Okay, that's. Oh, probably then don't. Oh, strange. Okay. They just having land a lot.
Yeah.
And we just pass and start throwing card everything every die.
Yeah, this is a good one. The negation was awesome here. How do you feel about this card?
I think it's fine.
Okay, so you like giving your opponent Tron and then trying to beat the rest of their hand.
Yeah, exactly. Because our hand can deal with every kind of card that they have. We have a 2-3 card plus counterspell, so it's fine for that. The only thing that we can just try to think is just if we want to crack right now, that we can just Tishana.
Right. Okay, so there's a lot of moving parts here. There's first, I think they just drew this card. Otherwise, they would have played it last turn.
Exactly.
So we have to think, can we get them? Like, if they don't have the next land drop, they have to crack it now, and then we really get them.
Exactly. If they don't, if they do nothing, we can just outburst. They have a lot of mana, but we can deal with every kind of card that they need.
Okay, that's interesting. I think I would have, if we didn't play together, I would have countered this card because I think it represents like multiple time walks.
Okay.
Because
but as a counter, you want to counter it as with a pitching card or just with mana?
That's also a good question.
Because this is the spot where you need to understand if you want to try to put pressure. So this turn I want to advance 100%, or if you want to just see what happens and try to counter every other card, because you have Chutishana. So for example, if they going Ulamog, you can staple the Ulamog. Don't care about Ulamog. If they're going for I don't know, Karn plus something else, you have Force of Negation plus certain score. So I think that I'm okay to let him play that.
Also, the good scenarios, if they crack, we play Tidebinder. If we outburst and they have the Warping Whale, we have the counter spell, and then we have Tidebinder up for next time they can crack it.
Yes.
So yeah, we kind of have them between a rock and a hard place. No land drop and no... Okay, so they have the Warping Whale, right? Because they didn't play a land. So now we're supposed to play our Rhinos with backup.
Yeah.
What are we pitching? Maybe Subtlety?
I don't know, maybe Tishana. We can just pitching only one Tishana.
Okay. I'm just thinking if we don't draw a land, maybe this card is not that good.
Yes, but it can deal with...
That's... Yeah, okay.
Wurmcoil, something that our hand can...
Oh, now he's cracking.
Yeah, it's cracking.
Okay, I was just so sure it was... but the opponent played around Tidebinder by not playing a land that turn. That's cool. Like, that's good upside. Just this card, the respect. This reminds me of, like, Daze. Nice draw. Daze is good if the opponent plays into it. Daze is good if the opponent, like, delays themselves as well. Like, you don't even need to draw a Daze for it to be good. It's kind of the same with this card, I feel like.
So, yeah, as you see, you have to respect that. If, for example, we don't have Tishan in our hand, you still have to respect it.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. The opponent now has 9 mana. So now we're in double spell scenario, double spell territory, but we have double counter if things get tough. We even have double pitch counter. So we can get lethal Rhinos as well. So...
So they have 6 mana. 6 mana, the only thing that we can just worry about is the one ring. I think that is fine using Force of Negation, pitching one Tishana.
Okay, then what if they go... Okay, then we have mana for this. So what about this play?
Yes.
What if we let it resolve, and then we just accept that it's kind of... It's locking our mana? Like, then we never tap these lands? And then we deal with the rest of what they got going on?
The difference is, now if they play that, they pass the turn and force us to use Tishana on our turn. So, as you say, you lock the mana.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you counter it right now, you have Tishana plus lethal on the turn, on your turn.
Okay, so
because you have outburst. So we want to put lethal. We want to set up lethal. So I think it's fine to Force of Negation and pitching one card.
Okay. Okay, I like this. So what's the worst thing the opponent can do here?
If we go Karn, we have Tishana. If they go One Ring, we have still Tishana. So I think Karn is fine.
So that resolves, and then we...
Plus, when he need to... Yeah, exactly. Now we stifle it.
And then we have 11 plus the +1/+0 on all creatures from that card. So what does Warping Whale do? Can Warping Whale deal with any of these creatures? No,
the Warping Whale
I think it's like
can
power or
just blocking
1.
Tishana. We just attack and see what happens.
Good call. It makes a 1/1, which is a blocker. Got it.
So we use obviously the Outburst on after.
Okay. The opponent wants to make a 1/1 and block. That's fine, right?
Yes, that's fine. So the only kind of weird situation is that he have 2 Warping Whale. Oh no, sorry, the Warping Whale effect that putting the creatures in play, and I think it's fine to also do something like this.
So we pass. Yeah, the opponent needs to deal with a lot of things. Play around these two and not die to the next level of rhinos. So, counter?
Yes. You need to have the second one if you want to win the game.
Yeah. 5 mana.
Also, the second card doesn't help.
Wow.
GG.
This is like like really grindy games, I feel like. How was your games at the event? Did you have like a lot of easy rounds, or was it like this, like super small decisions all the time?
Rhino is a deck like this, honestly. It happens so many times to me that I don't have a linear plan. Honestly, only the mirror.
Yeah.
There is this kind of situation where you have only to cascade, and it's fine because it's the mirror match. Otherwise, in every turn, every little choice matter. I say in a post on Twitter, and during the tournament, I decide different kind of stuff to do every round, every turn, and not every round.
Yeah.
Because I need to adapt pretty clear to the board station. For example, like this, if we just not using the pitch and play Tishana, we force him to play Warping Whale defensive, and or otherwise, if we don't have it, we have data on board.
Right.
If we don't take that decision, we give him too many times to set up the card.
Yeah. Ooh, super fascinating. All right, that'll do it for round 2. See you guys for round 3. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I'm still here with Marco, the Rhino Master.
Hi, everyone, again.
And we are getting ready for round 3. We lost a die roll. Still playing the winning Team of Rhinos list from the past weekend. What do you feel about this hand? It's a bit mana heavy, but maybe it's okay.
It's okay because we are on the draw. We have our classic gemstone card turn 1, so it's hitting us enough to play this game, and I think the hand is fine to deal with everything.
How do you feel about pitching one of either Forest or Otawara?
I pitching Forest for now because Otawara mostly is a spell. We need to just see how many land drop we can hit for Arcast or Cycle Lorien Reveal. So I think everything is fine.
So we keep the Lorien Revealed here because it pairs with the negation and we don't know the matchup?
Exactly, and also because we can, if we flood a lot, we can just use it as a as a draw card.
As a draw 3. So basically you're postponing the Otawara because in case we have too many lands, this becomes a spell. I like that logic. And it's kind of the same with Revealed here. We postpone the decision because it might be a spell later. I like it. Okay.
So this is a mirror match.
Uh-oh.
This meaning that we can... yeah, exactly. We can cycle right now DeLorean because we want to hit every kind of land drop and not having and not need to tapping our land in their turn. So give him the spot for outburst us. So I think it's fine to fetching for Trioma and the Lorien reveal the land as an island. It's fine. It's so much important right now that the new land over the Trioma should value and improve a lot this game.
All right. So dismember a card that deals with 1 Rhino down the line.
Yes.
So we have in our hand Otawara bounces a Rhino. Dismember gets rid of a Rhino. Gone bounces a Rhino. I mean, it's not the best, but it's fine, I guess.
Yes, it's fine. Now we can just see what they can try to do.
Yep. Let's draw another card. Charlotte's Agent. I
think that playing Otawara is fine.
Yeah.
And we can maybe take 1 turn right now. Because if we going for Shardless and they outburst for Force of Negation, we are pretty down on that.
Yeah.
But, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see how the timing in the mirror here, because this is sorcery speed. Force of Negation only works on the opponent's turn. Like, there's so much... This is not a problem. This is fine.
That's fine, yes.
So, what does that tell you? Is the opponent missing, like, more land drops, or... Because that doesn't seem like a very strong play. Yeah, they're missing land, okay.
Yeah. So, now that they're missing land drop, we try to force him to take a decision. So this meaning that we try to cascade in our turn if we...
Okay. Huh. Does that change anything?
Honestly not. For me not, because we don't have the 5th land drop. If we have it, it changes a little bit. Otherwise, we can just try to play Shardless Agent.
So now what you're saying is, if the opponent has Force of Negation and Outburst, we're really in trouble, right?
Yes, we can also try to pass the turn and in their upkeep tapping the Trioma.
That's what I was hoping to, because if they miss their land drop again, it's awesome. If they respond with Outburst, we have that covered.
If we want to do that. Because we can also try to... We have to see, depending on the eyes, if we draw before or not. I'm not sure, because we want to try to steal also the Footfall Suspended.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure about playing Force Negation, because we have that Gone and Dismember that can deal the first to Rhino.
Yeah,
so I don't want to waste easily the Force of Negation.
But it just seems like if we pass, it's a good way to beat the Tidebinder draw as well.
Yes.
So are you okay with passing here and hoping they miss land drop once more? So we tap with Ice, and then hope to get a better turn. Yeah, let's try that. It's close here.
It's close, yeah, because if they missing the land drop, we covered our...
Okay, that's fine. This is also fine.
Yes. We also covered our cardless from the Artisana.
Yeah, let's hope so. So we're trying to... Both players here, I mean, they have a suspended footfalls. I saw you kind of made some scenario on your sideboard plan. I think everybody should go check that out. It's free on your Twitter, where it's like, think about this scenario. Maybe it was a mulligan decision, I don't remember. But it was a great example of how, if you suspend crashing footfalls early, how you can sculpt your game plan around that, even though it's not very intuitive. I think that scenario was awesome.
Yes. Yeah, it's a mulligan to 6, and I want to people start thinking about the gameplay of this kind of deck.
Do you agree with cycling here?
Yes.
So let's go get a... What do you like? Is it too many blue? Do you want to get Breeding Pool here or Team Events?
Yeah, Breeding Pool is fine.
Okay, so now the opponents... Now we have our opening, but... Okay. More tapping. So maybe we just fight over his footfalls?
We can just try. We can just cascade.
Okay, so you like getting the force of negation out of the opponent's hand?
Yes, we want to maximize our card because, for example, if you want to try to fight for their football, the main problem is just that if they Tishana or Tishana, we are down to that to every card. So we have enough card to deal with their football. It's fine.
Do you shock here? Do you like to dismember one Rhino if it resolves before our turn?
No, I think that is not okay to shocking right now. We can just play in next turn.
Okay.
We're saving some life, and it's fine.
Yeah, preserving a little bit of life. It's always a balance between the life and the tempo. It can be kind of challenging, I feel like. Okay, so do you force it or do you let it slip here?
I let it flip.
Okay. Because you have these cards, and all they do in the matchup is dealing with Rhinos anyway, so it's fine.
Yes.
And if we draw a fixed land, then maybe we can... Okay.
Now I force.
Yeah.
I just want to try to force the second spell, second cascade, because if I try to fight for the first one, they can have a natural force of negation or mystical dispute or something like this.
Yeah.
And they saving their the second cascade, the second footfall.
Right.
So I think it's totally fine to do something like this.
So do you just like killing those two now?
Yes.
So we go...
black.
We can take black here. Black, whatever. Kill one, pay 2 life.
In the second one, yes.
Do you attack here, and what's the advantage of attacking?
I think attacking is fine. You can just trade with them.
So, maybe it's because I was supposed to play, maybe not play Beautivault out and play second main phase to hide a little bit of information.
Yeah, but I think that is not something that changes this game.
Yeah, it's mainly if it would change whether they would block or not. But I mean, it's very minor. I agree. Okay, so we can be in trouble here because 6 lands was good when we could like double spell, but it's not going to be good from here.
Yes, and now probably just having the outpass. 3 land and only spell in their end is just...
Exactly, so when your opponent misses... Okay. So they have a lot of control cards, I guess. Do you agree with just attacking here? This is kind of the situation we talked about earlier. If they have Outburst, we look silly, but we can't beat that card, so...
No, it's fine. Also because you don't play, and it was so strange that you don't play that.
Okay, so that card is...
Okay. The perfect card for this spot now is, for example, Murktide.
Yeah.
Because now Murktide can steal this game.
By the way, I kept the land. I thought that would maybe good to keep information. Do you always play your lands out?
In this spot, yes, because I want to try also to having a spell after a Lorien. I draw Lorien Reveal.
Yeah.
Right now, you have 1 land only in play. Otherwise, if you have 2, you can have Fire and Ice as an interaction.
Yeah, I agree. Because Lorien Reveal is a way to get back into this game. Playing out the land is more useful than, you know, having some information here. Okay, so this is pretty bad. How is this? Do you concede in this spot? Like, we can deal with 1 Rhino?
No, I think it's still fine to continue to play the game.
Okay. So we try and get rid of 1 opponent with 5 cards in hand. That's a lot. Rhino eats that card. Yeah, I guess if we draw a couple of Cascade spells in a row, I think we're in this game, but it's tough. Exactly, because the opponent needed land in the beginning of the game, but now they have mono spells. It's gonna be very...
Yeah, is this the classic game of Rhino? There isn't any kind of situation where you have to take one line and play like this. Rhino, for example, is just having three cascading spell. The suspended one that, as you can see, was pretty strong.
Yeah.
More than the shardless, so he can just put us pressure, having that card suspended.
Do you block here?
Now, no, because if I draw Flame of Fire, I want to maximize that.
Right.
I think 2 damage is not the point where 2 damage is important in the game because we are behind.
Yep.
So we just try to see what we can maximize with our card.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And I should have played this land out as well. Okay, force a negation, the draw. Now it looks like it's too late. But yeah, yes. I like that focus of what's our, like, identifying what's the way back into this game, and then play, even though it has to like involve a lot of risk, still play in that to maximize that. That's just a good mindset overall, I think. No matter what format you play and deck.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen that card in a while.
Me too, honestly. It's just the classic one-off.
Okay.
We play this member, he play Stomp.
Okay. Okay, so that is...
Okay, the game is fine.
Okay, fair enough. So we got... we had a lot of interesting spots in the beginning of this game, but overall we just got, like, outdrawn. That's just how it is, right?
Yes. So, now the game is... Yeah, exactly. Counterspell, I put also one Endurance.
Okay.
Because I have to take out 5 cards. The 3 that gone, that is not good, obviously. The Dismember.
Right.
And I took out 1 Subtlety.
1 Subtlety?
Yeah, 1 only, yes.
Okay.
I don't like putting more Endurance because our Subtlety can just deal with some Tishana or Murktide Regent in some weird interaction. So I think it's fine having 1 or 2 per side.
Yeah.
The mono Endurance try to help us to recycle our Crashing Footfall. That's the main plan.
That's interesting. So you actually think the game is gonna go maybe that long that like refilling our deck with Cascaders and Crashing Footfalls can be relevant? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think this end is fine to keep it.
This end is fine. It's like if we get the 3rd land, we can start playing stuff. We're good against, I guess, Shardless Agent. Oh, I need to play a land.
Yes, and we're fetching obviously for Trioma in this spot.
Yep.
Or otherwise for the new green-blue land suits.
Yeah, that's good because it pairs with...
Yeah, do you see how much important is that kind of land right now? People ask me a lot if they play or not, the Surveil one.
Yeah.
But as in this, we recorded 3 matches, and in 3 of them, we won the Surveil one.
Yep, I agree. Okay, Wooded Foothills is a good draw. So we're not going to use our mana this turn, so we get a trapped shock with this one?
Yes, the Breeding Pool.
Get a Breeding Pool because it pairs the best with the mountain we've drawn, like balancing out our colors. Makes a lot of sense.
And right now, for example, depending if they have Fire and Ice or not, but otherwise, we can just start slamming every kind of Rhino we can.
Yeah, I agree.
This is this kind of game, not waiting them, and this is show us that they don't have nothing.
Yeah, I remember when I played a lot of creativity, and I played like a Fire Ice matchup, especially Rhinos. It was correct to maybe sometimes not crack your fetches so that you didn't get like time walked with Fire Ice early. So you had
exactly.
That's kind of cool. Does that ever come up with this deck? Like, let's say we have double fetch mountain as our, like in this spot. Was it? I guess we didn't have the wooded when we cracked the misty, but it could have been correct, right?
Yeah, it could be.
So you're saying play Shardless Agent, put pressure on the opponent here.
Yeah. Now we don't need to think about something. We just have to slamming everything. If they try to play a Rhino, we Force of Negation it.
Yeah, we even have double, and we can play 1 more agent. That's pretty sick. Our opponent does have a Crashing Footfalls in the suspend zone here. Okay, agent. What do you like?
Counter it, obviously.
What do you like pitching? Flame?
Yes.
Counter, pitch, flame. Do you like making more rhinos, or do you like having double backup on the opponent's turn?
More rhinos. The game is just more rhinos. We have enough to back up from our draw step, but more rhino is still better because it's fine to fight for the rhinos. This game is just I don't know how it's said in English. Senso unico, just one way.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Not too many details. Just move forward.
Yeah.
So,
and as I say, if the deck don't do something like this, it shouldn't be the deck to play. So I think it's fine to.
So here I was about to say, if my opponent, they didn't have Force Negation last turn, but if they have it now, I guess, yeah, we still get the 2/2. Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
Because we could have had double backup.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say they go 4th land, Cascade with like Dispute backup. That would be a way, right?
That would be strong, yes.
Okay, so we keep which one here? Just keep Negation because it's more flexible? Or do you like to keep something that can actually...
No, we keep Scorn because if we hit Mystical Dispute, we can try to fight something else.
Yeah, that's true. And it deals with Murktide. Okay, so no Dispute.
Okay.
We can put the opponent to 1, and we pass with Counterspell. Then we fight over the Footfalls that comes off Suspend, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so the opponent can actually stabilize here. Let's say they have like a counter of their own or whatever.
Yeah, they stabilize, though we are still be the aggressive one.
Yeah.
So I think that
we have 4 Fire Ice in the deck that wins the game on the spot then.
Yes. Also, Flame of Honor can win this game.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's see if they have it or not. So they need to have one more.
Having another Sharpless.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really the tempo game. It seems like every match we've had one tempo game.
Yes. And yeah, you have 3 on the footballs, so it is meaning that.
By the way, at the regional championship, which match was the important one? Was it the semifinals or the finals? Like, how did that feel? Because if top 2 qualified for Worlds, I could see why the semifinal would be more important. Or yeah, what's your take on that?
Yeah, the semifinal was important because you are here to take your spot for the fourth.
Right.
So I think it was so important right now. Luckily that we draw outburst.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, for example, we try to stabilize this game, and then he can just come back or fight pretty well if we don't draw the outburst.
Oh, definitely.
They can have something else also.
Definitely. We still like the same sideboard configuration.
Yes. We don't care about Gemstone and Boseiju right now.
So we should, on the play, in the perfect world, we should have swapped for Boseiju, right?
Yes, but no, honestly, in matchup as Rhino, not, because we don't. Boseiju is a land that we always play, so we don't want to Gemstone, legendary land.
Okay.
In play, so it's fine to keep
a colorless land. Okay.
Yes,
that's fair.
And yeah, as I say, the semifinal was important,
yeah.
but I'm not having any pressure because I know my deck and I know what I'm doing.
That's so awesome. So you weren't like nervous or like
no,
just like any other game?
The best part of exactly the best part of this tournament is that I chilling so much and I relaxed so much during all the tournament. So I
feel like when I met you in Prague, by the way, and it's obvious that you're really passionate about this game and just a really nice guy.
Thank you.
But not a lot of players can take that to the tables. It's like kind of high stress situations. So I think that mindset is just awesome. Like the fact that you can keep calm and just enjoy, right?
I have this mindset mostly when I know my deck.
Right. So you know
That's
you did all the work.
memories.
Do you go Stomping Grounds to spend here, by the way?
Yes, with the breeding pool. This is important. You can also going for the stomping
breeding
ground.
pool, because we might need, like, yeah, our hand is very heavy blue.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you, even though there's some kind of, let's say we draw like Second Island or Otawara or something, and we never find red mana, because of the hand we have right here, double blue is more important.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We want to try to stomp them and having the dispute open. If we're going for the, for example, for the stomping ground, they can, and we play island, they can ice us, and we are a little bit behind.
So just suspend more?
Yes. Yeah, we can only do that. So I think that everything is fine to suspend it. And
so this is actually a game where natural drawing the rhinos might be very strong, where sometimes it's terrible.
Yes. That's the worst part right now, because we don't have the land to fight for the outburst.
We'll get the land now.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, come on.
I hope.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So Outburst is going to resolve. I guess
Yes.
Huh. Do I even tap on my opponent? If they just take the turn, do I even tap? Don't do it. Cycle. Okay, they did it.
Okay.
Maybe I tap a 4/4.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
I think we might have to save some damage here.
Yes. It's fine to tapping the 4/4 on their upkeep.
Yeah, that was the hole in the game plan. So many counters. Ugh. And the tap land.
That happens. Yeah.
So you're going to replace the Triome with the with how many tap lands? Do you want to play 2 different or 1?
Probably 2.
Okay.
Probably 2 different.
Oof. The opponent might have the nuts here. I feel a dispute. So do you pitch
force of negation with? Yes.
Yeah, we have to try that. Otherwise, we get run over.
No. Yeah, exactly. We have some turn to set up.
Yeah, let's draw an untap land. That will make life easier.
Let's hope. Yes. We can believe to that.
Oh yeah, come on. Untap land it is.
Yes.
Do you go for just
untap mountain?
I was about to say maybe it's time for mountain now. Even though if we go mountain, yeah, we can't take damage and stuff. This is I agree.
That's the main part for me to playing the mountain in deck. You can saving in this moment, sorry, some damage. And it's so important to saving that. I go for shardless. Yeah. I'm fine to deal with their force of negation, but we can also have the Murted backup. So this meaning that we can try to make War State better than him.
Yeah.
And yes, and we save the dispute for the Tishana if they have.
Right.
For the next round.
Yeah, this is awesome. Like, if they had force negation there, this game could be very complicated. Then it could be like the last game where one player is just so far ahead on life total that anything just kills us. But now, I like it.
And now we trade everything.
Yeah. We trade.
This is the spot where with Rhinos, you have to just understanding that you are the defensive one. So you trade everything that you can.
Yeah.
When you are the reactive one, you try to force every bad trade or try to push as much as possible.
Yeah, that's just something that's true for like most Magic formats, really. Like, I remember an old article, maybe this is before you started playing, called "Who's the Beatdown," which is basically trying to find your role in a mashup, and why that's important. So here we're looking to stabilize because we have 4 Rhinos coming and a Murktide. So this is what we talked about. Are we gonna counter this?
Yes. Yes. Now we try to defending our Rhinos.
Yeah, so even though we cannot play Murktide this turn, it's better to trade our dispute because this might be bad for the rest of the game. Okay. So we got our Rhinos, and we have 2 more coming next turn. And okay. So let's play that. Do we trade creature here?
Yes, and we suspend that rhinos. We can just wait. Can't.
Okay, so now the tables have turned. We are now firmly in the driver's seat.
Yes.
And my opponent has to come up with some rhinos. It's going to be very hard to like beat these the fair way. 6th land. Mutables. Okay, so here's a flame that'll do what? Draw 2, kill a rhino?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And it's fine for us because they just tried to hoping to having efforts of negation.
Right, they already played a land. And this counterspell, where it was.
Yes.
The other, that doesn't work because it doesn't come from a cascade spell. It comes just in the upkeep. Okay, so they suspended. We get tokens. We attack for 4 and play a Murktide.
Yes, and we just have to hoping that they don't have a dispute for our Murktide.
But I think all of our rhinos are gone.
See, yes.
1, 2, 3, and 1 in suspend. Okay, so this card is bad. So yeah, we hope they don't have the dispute.
I don't know if I want to exile some rhinos. One rhinos, probably one.
Because of the endurance thing you talked about.
Yes.
Okay, but
I leave at last one rhinos.
Okay, so if we do that, if we leave one, it's an 8/8.
We just leaving one, yes.
Yeah, we want to make an 8/8. So no dispute. We attack for 4. Pressure's on the opponent.
Yes.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. They only have 4 instants in the yard. So if they go for a Murktide, it's going to be smaller than mine, unless they play something.
And the important part is strange, but it's not so strange for us. But with the new rule of suspended, we can just choose if you want to suspend or not the game, and we win the game.
Ooh, wow, this honestly felt like so we won 3 matches, but I feel like we also like lost a lot and were in like bad spots. Do you have the same feeling, or is it just me because I don't have the experience? I feel like we were in bad spots like all the time.
Yeah, no, not all the time. For example, maybe only in this game I have this feeling, but I know that this kind of deck that rhinos can turn the corners pretty easily, and yeah, we win 2-1 every game, but in a strange position every turn.
Right. Yeah, it just seems like it's just so unique how the games play out. And if you say, "Oh, rhinos, just so simple, cascade, cascade, force your spell," like that's just almost like offending the deck. Like I think it's super complicated, and the small decisions matter. Like I really enjoyed these games, and just the back and forth, talking it over with a master. We even found some spots where we could have played even better, but just acknowledging and seeing, oh, we could have done this better. You can still learn from it, even though we didn't execute perfectly. Like Magic is, we're trying to be better tomorrow than we were today. Like that's my mindset anyway.
It's totally true, because every little choice matter, and I think also when you win or you lose the game, you don't care about that part, winning or lose. Just remember every kind of decision that you made in the game, because it's where you can improve your playstyle.
Yeah, definitely. We want to maximize our chance of winning, but whether we actually win or lose shouldn't be the most important thing. Like I totally agree about that, and I'm super happy to meet another top player who you're like really living that that philosophy, and that's just so awesome to see. But Marco, I'm not gonna take much more of your time. I'm gonna say thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to play some games and talk about Magic. I really had a great time. I hope you did as well.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy so much this moment, and I hope that all the viewer enjoys this 3 match or the playstyle of Rhino right now.
Definitely. So Marco, before I let you go, is there any place people can like find you? Do you have some sponsors you wanna shout out to? This is your chance to do that.
Okay, I want to say thanks mostly at Makoto or Marcos, Makoto86 in Twitter, just because he helped me so much in the in the configuration of this kind of deck. I want to say thanks also to my sponsor, MTGO, that you can find the link on the under the video.
Definitely.
And yeah, you can find me on POLIVE on Twitter. So everything is fine, and you can just say hi to me every time you want.
That's perfect. Marco, thank you so much. Guys, that'll be it for today.
Thank you
That was the first episode of EcoPilot. I really, really enjoyed my time, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
See ya.